Far too many business owners and entrepreneurs focus on building a business and not a brand. On this Branding Bites podcast, I dish out bite-sized strategies to keep your personal brand front and center to make a more significant impact and see bigger results in your business. Hey there, it's Kristen Korn, and you're listening to the Branding Bites podcast, episode number 25. Become a secret Santa when it comes to content validation. All right, so I know I've been talking a lot about content these last few episodes, but there's been so much on my heart that I feel like I need to share on this subject. So when I reflect on my own journey of how I've used and reacted to social media, I always come back to the idea that many see success on social media as having like a high engagement rating, right? Like we seek validation that what we're doing like is making an impact. We always seek that validation though, right? So that the time we're spending on writing captions and blog posts and podcasts is worth it, that someone out there, somewhere out there is paying attention to our message. So when we put out content, whether it's with video, audio, or written form, like we crave that user engagement we see other high profile accounts get. And when we don't get the same number of new followers or high like numbers or any commenting on our message, we immediately can feel like a failure when we put in this comparison part, right? But did you get into business so you could get likes on your posts? No, I don't think you did. You got into business to make an impact on your life and the life of someone else with your products or services. So I want you to shift the way you publish content the same way you would as being a secret Santa. So in the last few years, our family has participated in the Adopt a Family program hosted by the Manhattan, Kansas Junior League that my good friend Kristen O'Donnell is a part of. They match over 100 donors to families in need of help to bring Christmas to over 450 children in our local community. So without this program, these kids would be without new jeans, a comforter to sleep in, or clean socks to wear every day to school. It really is the essentials. So in November, we fill out an application based on our financial commitment. They match us with a family with children. We then take the list of the child or the parent in the home and purchase things from their list. And this past year, it was a sweatshirt and microwave for the mom, new jeans and shirts for a high school boy, and new jogging suits and a remote control car for the boy. And we then wrap the gifts and drop them off at the Junior League where they coordinate the delivery to the family we shopped for. We don't see the family. There's no interaction. You see, I know our financial donation can make an impact on this family in such a huge way, and we expect not a thing in return. We don't get a thank you card, a handshake, nothing. But I still know that those gifts will go a long way in the everyday hurdles that come with being a low-income family. And we don't donate those gifts to get likes on a post or a thank you card or an ounce of recognition. We donate the gifts to make an impact in our own lives, to make us feel good inside, and to impact someone else's life. In this case, the parents and the children. And I want you to take a step back and look at your content, yes, content in the same way. Whether you are writing up an Instagram post, dropping into your Facebook group, writing a blog entry for Pinterest, or recording a video for YouTube, it should always be about serving others and not expecting anything in return. If you shared a story, gave educational value, or was able to shift someone's belief, you made an impact on one person. Yes, one person is worth the effort. We have a choice on how we see things. We can publish that content and walk away from your screen knowing you put your heart into it and it will make an impact on one person. Or you can choose to sit and count the likes and validate your effort on the engagement your content is getting. I choose impact on one person every time. I show up as a secret Santa every day wherever I'm publishing my content. I give and I don't expect a thing in return. Now, it's not to say that reply emails and pop-up DMs from thankful readers and listeners don't brighten my day, because they absolutely do. And if you've ever sent me one, I hope you feel as if my reply was a genuine thankfulness. But my self-worth will never be attached to likes or shares or comments. All I need to do is empower one. Know I'm helping one person. And as I use my own Stay in Your Lane brand method, I am able to get to know myself so deeply and love every part of my story that I know every time I open my mouth now in content, I will impact one with my message. I now see every chance to share my message online as another chance for me to be a secret Santa to that reader or listener. If the message hits them the right way and they are ready for a change, they will fall into my sales process. And that's what makes my brand method so incredibly impactful. I believe when you can think less about actually monetizing and put more effort into living out your brand influence to solve the problems of others, you'll find more success with deeper connections. So, the next time you hit publish on your content, smile and immediately put yourself in the mindset of a secret Santa, no matter the season. Stop waiting for validation. Know in your heart that you are impacting one, and one is good enough. All right, purpose-driven CEOs, until next time, keep putting purpose behind your brand, and thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of the Branding Bites podcast. I'd love to hear from you, so hop on over to Instagram at Stay in Your Lane Brand and drop a comment. And if you're feeling extra gracious, please leave a review wherever you caught this podcast. You can dive into the show notes for this episode and all episodes at brandingbitespodcast.com. And if you love this podcast, please share it with a friend. Thanks for tuning in.